Thanks for tuning in to Barbershop Sports Talk.
So Cam Newton is coming back to Carolina. Thoughts on that?
Oh, I think it's silly.
Oh, Ben, why?
Well, it's silly, Daryl, because this is the team that got rid of Cam Newton and that kind of disrespected him. I don't know why he'd want to go back to Carolina. They really didn't want him there once the new owner came, so I don't know why all of a sudden that would be different.
Well, Ben,
Cam has had problems with COVID. There's no point last year where I was impressed with the way he was playing with the Patriots. I just think like almost any other team would be a better fit for him. I mean, when you're looking at this, why wouldn't he go to the New Orleans Saints or something like that? I mean, I think that'd be much more interesting.
Because Ben, he loves Carolina. He loves North Carolina. He loves the Panthers.
But they don't love him, Daryl.
Well, Ben, they called, so they obviously was thinking about him.
I just don't know what they're doing, Daryl. I mean...
Ben, we all know the hallmark of a great relationship is getting back together with your ex. We all know that.
You're going to live long enough to figure out that's false. I don't have time on the podcast tonight to try to convince you about that.
Ben.
As far as this goes, Carolina needs a long-term solution at quarterback, Daryl. That's why they got rid of Teddy Bridgewater. That's why they brought Sam Darnold in. I say let Sam play. Let him play for a while more. You know, if it's not going to work out, it's not going to work out. If he can't play, let the backup quarterback play.
He can't play.
Try to figure out what you have in Carolina with these quarterbacks. Cam Newton is not getting any younger. He's already kind of old and kind of beat up a couple years ago. He's not going to be probably an NFL quarterback for another 5 years. So, let's just call it how it is and move on from here. Start working on getting the next guy into this position.
Ben, Sam Darnold Sam Darnold might be the worst quarterback in the NFL, Ben. He's bad.
I'm not saying that he's necessarily that much better than Cam Newton, all right? But what I am saying, Daryl, is this.
Ben, I can name you 8 backups who I think are better than Sam. Sam Darnold might not even be a top 40 quarterback in the NFL. And
well, I can name one backup that's for sure better than him.
Who?
My guy, Tyler Huntley.
He's not. Let me put it this way: he's not better than Mitch Trubisky. I'll say this right now: he's not better than Mitch Trubisky. He's not.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that too.
He's not. He's not. I don't know. Have I seen anything to say he's better than Trey Lance? Trey Lance is a backup. Have I seen anything to say he's better than Cooper Rush? No. Mike White. Even Mike White.
He's relatively young though. Still, I mean, it's not like Sam Darnold is an older, quarterback. I mean, he can still improve.
Nathan Peterman's young too.
When Josh Allen came out, I mean, he didn't play that great either at first. I know Josh and Sam are in a similar class, but Josh Allen went to a good franchise and Sam Darnold didn't, so that makes a big difference.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I would agree with you, but now we're 4 or 5 years in. They're supposed to be veterans now. I mean, this is the play that I've seen from Sam Darnold the last 3 to 4 games have been horrific. It's been horrific, man. It's been bad.
But why bother bringing Cam Newton in if you know the guy's not the answer long term?
Because I think right now Matt Rule really wants to make a playoff push, and I think he believes that Cam gives them a better chance to do that.
Well, let's just call it how we see it. They're not making a playoff push.
And I also want to say this. The 7th seed from the NFC is going to have a losing record, in my opinion.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just not seeing them in the playoffs. I think the NFC West is going to send at least 2, maybe 3 teams.
Well, but I think whoever wins the way it's looking right now, that 7th wildcard team's probably going to have a losing record, even if it does come from the West, because the way it's looking right now for everybody. So I think he's thinking, okay, we at least have a guy. At least they can do some things running the football with Cam. Cam wasn't great throwing the football in New England that year, but he was still one of the best rushing quarterbacks. He had like 12 rushing touchdowns. So I mean, like, at least they're thinking like, okay, at least maybe we won't throw it. We'll just throw it 10 times a game. We'll run Cam 15 times a game. We'll run the ball and at least change up our offense a little bit, because right now Sam Darnold can't do anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I do not think it's a good move for Carolina. I would have looked at other options, honestly.
Note this.
I would have maybe tried to make a deal for Mitchell Trubisky or John Warford or Tyler Huntley or a guy like that.
And for all Mitch Trubisky's fault, he's had a way better career than that Sam Darnold. So I don't understand why Sam Darnold got a chance to start at Carolina, but Mitch Trubisky didn't. But that's a whole other story for another day. That's politics. That's typical NFL politics for you.